Here's how I reduce my 5k time without doing any running. So for those of you that don't know, I've recently had my first child, little Fox. And when he was born, I decided to try and do a little challenge to reduce my 5k time in the first month of him being born. And you can watch that video here. I hadn't run in a long time and I wanted a manageable challenge to keep active during the first month of Fox's life. Now, I won't spoil the result, but I will say that my final time was 22 minutes and 1 second. A result I thought that would inspire me to go on and achieve bigger and better things. However, having a newborn is hard. Who knew? So after that challenge, I didn't do a single run for 6 weeks. But then I rocked up at Chester Park Run and did a 21 minute, 24 second 5k. So how did I reduce my 5k time by 37 seconds in 6 weeks without doing any running? Although I didn't do any running for 6 weeks, I have done a fair amount of cycling. The indoor trainer has been an absolute lifesaver for me during this time. Now, I am trying to live a life that's as outdoorsy and as adventurous as possible. However, there are limitations with that when it comes to having a newborn baby and a wife to support. But the indoor trainer has allowed me to jump on, do a quick HIIT session, get in the shower, and be back with Fox and Anna in less than 30 minutes, which is absolutely ideal. I've also been on holiday with my family, which is always incredibly active, with lots of tennis being played, cycling and swimming pretty much every single day. And all of this has a benefit. Obviously it's not running, but the cardiovascular benefits from all of these activities are massively going to help my running abilities. The fact is, I went out way too hard on my first run. I started off at under 20-minute pace and there was a 38-second discrepancy between my slowest kilometre and my fastest kilometre. Whereas in Chester, I started at 22-minute pace and got quicker, and there was only an 8-second discrepancy between my slowest kilometre and my fastest kilometre. Consistency in pacing is absolutely essential to running a fast time, and it's always better to start off slower and get quicker than the other way around. It was 33 degrees on my first run. It's hard to run in 33 degrees. It was raining and pretty cool in Chester. It's a lot easier to run when it's cool. Simple. So what is muscle memory? Well, it's a form of procedural memory that involves consolidating specific motor tasks into memory through repetition. i.e., when your body has done something once, it's easier to replicate. Last summer, I was regularly running 5Ks under 20 minutes and even did an 18 minutes 55K, so my body is used to going that speed. My muscles have the memory of doing that speed, so with the general level of fitness that I have through my cycling, tennis and swimming, I was able to get quicker without running. And finally, being a dad. Now this may seem counterintuitive, but I actually think that in the first few months of Fox being alive, my fitness actually benefited. Let me explain. Anyone who has had a baby knows that the first rule is do not sit down and do not stand still when you are holding them.
Don't you ever even think about sitting down. Don't you do it.
Whereas previously I would come home and most evenings I'd probably sit on my backside and watch telly for most of the night. Now most evenings I'm out taking Fox for a walk or watching TV but standing up and bopping him up and down, which just means I'm generally more active and generally on my feet more, which is great for my running. So there you go, that's how I reduced my 5k time in 6 weeks without doing any running. But what are the key takeaways? First of all, cross training can have amazing benefits, so it's definitely worth giving a go and can be an absolute lifesaver if you're injured and can't run. There may be obvious ones, but it bears repeating. Conditions and pacing are absolutely essential. Make sure you get your pacing strategy right, start off slower and get quicker, and also don't beat yourself up if you don't do a great time in poor conditions. And finally, general movement and low intensity exercise can really make a big difference. We all know that we're living more and more sedentary lifestyles, sitting at a desk all day and then coming home and sitting on the sofa. Being generally more active, getting up from your desk every hour to go for a little walk, going for a walk in the evenings, and just generally spending more time on your feet can massively help in improving your running, especially if you are someone who is too busy to do as much training as you would like to. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you check out my 5k challenge if you haven't already. Please like, comment, subscribe, and give me a follow on my social media channels, and I'll see you on the next one.